right, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. Missed 6 laps, but Lee Corso is picking. I have priorities, and Lee Corso took priority today. Really inconvenient. The NASCAR schedule versus college football. I don't know if we'll be live for the Xfinity race later. Oops. Man. I'm wondering if I can go and watch this directly on Fox Sports website, because this direct TV stream looks terrible. We're doing pretty well. Pretty well. This is our first time streaming a truck race. It's maybe kind of rough. It's hard to watch these truck races on Fox Sports 1. Oof. 38 has a flat. Chandler Smith. He was our leader. His race is over. I like how his car looks, or his truck looks right now. The right front is beat in. So it's absolutely hilarious. It looks like a square-bodied truck. I like it. It looks like a race truck. It's how a truck is supposed to look. Chandler Smith is complaining NASCAR didn't throw a caution. Just a whiny baby. I do not like Chandler Smith. I do not. From everything I've heard about him, he's not a good guy. But he gets into the wall himself. And yet he blames NASCAR for not throwing a caution. Interesting. Interesting. Lane Riggs out front. Cory Heim in second. Brandon Finger third. Caden Honeycutt fourth. Ty Majeski fifth. Sixth, Daniel Hemrick. Seventh, Giovanni. I'm not sure how to pronounce that person's name. Ruggiero. He clobbered that thing. Absolutely clobbered it. Most of our playoff drivers are up front. Chandler Smith being our lowest. I mean, 1st through 6th, they're all playoff drivers. 9th, Tyler Ankrum. 11th, Roger Caruth. And 12th, Jake Garcia. Should the truck race at Darlington be in the spring or fall? Fall. Darlington shouldn't have a spring race. It should just be the Southern 500. And the Southern 500 should be throwback weekend. I think more tracks need one date and one date alone. I know the teams probably like going to Darlington because it's not far from their shops. You know, it's much closer than going to a different, you know, state or far away, like West Coast or even the Pacific Northwest. We don't need Darlington twice a year. Welcome, Johnson fan. Oh, hey, Mason. I didn't see you. I don't know how I missed that. Bright orange comment. I guess I thought you were the king is dead. I don't know why I thought that. We're in a commercial break right now. Sadly, not a side-by-side, so. Let me see. I want to see if anyone's posted a replay of Chandler Smith getting into the wall. No. Nothing so far. Just search for Chandler Smith. I did see it. All right. We have a picture. We have a picture. So that's Chandler Smith's truck after getting into the wall. So pretty, you know, he flattened out that left side. Pretty big damage there. Flat tire. I mean, they're going to lose a ton of time. I mean, that he's out of contention for sure. No replay yet. That's just all we have. We're back to green flag. Or back to coverage, I guess. Crazy. We still go to full screen commercial. All right. Caden Honeycutt coming down. Oh, yeah. His right front looks down. Right front is down on the 52. That's rough. That's rough. He was running towards the front. I didn't see the video. So we've already had two tire issues. I mean, one was self-inflicted. Chandler Smith's was. Oh, the 42's in the wall. So many cars in the wall. That's Matt Mills in the wall. We haven't had a caution yet, but we've had several trucks get into the wall hard. Very hard. Lane rig's kind of loose. That rear end was kind of shaking. Yeah, the front of the field, first through fifth, all playoff drivers. Man, dread it, run from it. Cory Heim arrives all the same. Man, yeah, Lane Riggs, the rear end on his truck is trying to come around. It is shaking quite a bit. Something changed with that, that truck. Maybe the tires have fallen off. Maybe the tire pressures have just come up too high. But it's not looking good. Man, Daniel Hemrick's truck looks so good. It's a throwback to the Gray Ghost. I saw Jeff Gordon drive the Gray Ghost 88 at Darlington. That was, I think, 2016. It looks so good. I like it that they changed the font on the truck, too. That's a really nice detail. Really nice. All right. Lane Riggs is falling back. Cory Heim's probably going to make this pass in the next couple laps. Lane Riggs' truck is just not stable. He'll have to work just to hold on to that thing. All right, they're fighting with lap traffic, but Lane Riggs is holding on for now. Without lap traffic, I think Cory Heim would have made the pass by now. I thought he would already. All right, Cory Heim's on the inside. Oof. He's there. All right, Cory Heim to the lead. Time and time again, we've seen this all season. Cory Heim just walking into wins. Some dominant, some, he maybe wasn't the best truck, but he was there to win. Great season for Cory Heim. What I'm hearing is that he may not have a ride next season. Even after winning so many races this year, Cory Heim's in jeopardy of losing his seat. There we go. I have the Texas-Ohio State game pulled up as well now. My intention is going to be very split today. All right, under commercial again. Currently on lap 35 of 147, so we're making our way through the race. Cory Heim's already pulled out to a 1.5-second lead over the field. He's just crushing it. If you look at the leaderboard up here, Cory Heim has a P next to his name. So does the rest of the top 5. Those are our playoff drivers, if you see that. Oh, they just had a commercial for Talladega. I hate the new logo. I hate it. Oh, Cory Heim. His truck's a little unstable right now. It must be a tough handling track right now. We already had multiple cars in the wall, and even our leader is fighting handling. Right now, he's running below the apron. Well, is that in 3 and... Yeah, 3 and 4. He's running below the apron. And in 1 and 2, he starts below the apron. How about that? That's how I drive it in NASCAR Heat if I have a really tight race car. Or at least, one that's stable enough to do that. That setup I was running with yesterday was not good enough to run the apron. That is crazy. In 3 and 4, he's fully like 1 groove below the apron. Lane Riggs has held on to second. The gap's kind of stabilized. It's increased a little bit. I think Cory Heim's also losing some speed here. Oh, yeah. The 38's out of the race. I'll pull this up for a second. Picture of him in the garage. So Chandler Smith starting out his playoffs in the hole. He may be in a must-win situation next week. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Ty Majeski on pit road. I guess this is starting our green flag pit stops, perhaps. No, he just has a flat tire. All right. So what we're gonna look for here is Ty Majeski gonna try to run long, stay out maybe at the stage break and try to assume the lead. How is he gonna make this work? He's already gone down a lap, so we'll see how this works out. He may be able to unlap himself if he's lucky, but we're running out of laps. 5 to go. Ugh. May have to take the wave around. I don't know. There's something about this track right now. It's really rough on the tires. I know it's already a rough track anyway. But these trucks are into the wall. There's tire failures. It's... This is something. This is certainly something. Lane Riggs has started to close the gap. I'm thinking Cory Heim's truck is fading. He's probably still faster. He's increasing the gap right now. But I think he's probably babying it. Just managing the gap. Because he's already out front. Why push it? We know Lane Riggs' truck was handling pretty poorly. You're on board with Grant Infinger right now. They almost had the television curse. They're on board with him, and he almost lost it there. That truck gets light off the corner. It's crazy. Even though Darlington's not far from NASCAR studio, they're still doing this race remotely, I'm pretty sure. That's crazy to me. Remotely called races suck. All right, Texas is in a 3rd and 8 situation. Ball on the 27. All right. Cory Heim taking stage 1. Lane Riggs 2nd. Grant Envinger 3rd. Daniel Hemrick 4th. 5th. Giovanni Ruggiero. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Tyler Ankrum. Tanner Gray. Corey LaJoy. Corey Day. Rajah Caruth. Interesting. So we have, what, 2 Hendrick cars, HendrickCars.com trucks out there. All right, we're in a commercial break again. See if we have anything else on the Twitter. We have a video of the 38 getting into the wall. Pretty rough. I mean, he just rode this thing. You'll see in a second. Leading the race. Slipped up, made a mistake, and then blamed NASCAR for not throwing a caution. I mean, he's just riding this well, just stuck in it. There he goes. I like how this truck looks, though. You know, with that right side caved in, it looks more like a square body. I think that looks pretty good. That's what it should look like. Doing a Hulk Hogan tribute. I just got a commercial for that. Interesting. What are they playing? An AFS Home Solutions commercial. I know we're under stage break, but there's so many commercials. We just got to hang in there. Ohio State moving the ball up the field, it looks like. Dead air? Did my stream freeze? DirecTV? Help? Okay. Just a giant buffer. They're interviewing Chandler Smith right now. Not a bad interview. Not a bad interview. You know, he's taking responsibility, staying positive. His comment on the radio kind of annoyed me, but not a bad interview. Well played, Chandler Smith. Well played. Yeah, it's crazy seeing these guys get into the wall and just ruining their day. Because the Xfinity cars can get into the wall all day. The Cup cars can get into the wall all day. Unless they break a toe link. But those composite bodies just enable them to get into the wall, run more aggressive, get into each other, and continue their day. Man, we forget with these steel bodies, especially when they're in the Cup Series, so many tires going down from just, you know, door-to-door contact, or guys getting into the wall and it just ruins the aero completely. But I mean, you'll probably see Kyle Larson tomorrow get into the wall, what, 10 times at least? He just rides that thing. Darlington stripe. All right, pit stops are underway. Let's see. I don't think these are competitive stops, are they? Let's see if they're setting the... Yeah, they're doing a race up pit road. Okay. Good. I hate it when they freeze the field under caution. Now it's talking about Humpy Wheeler passing away. Rough. Some of those pre-race activities they did were absolutely unhinged. He knew how to promote. NASCAR needs that. NASCAR used to be like a festival. You know, you go there and you'd have all the unofficial vendors. Have I been to South Carolina? I have. I've been to Darlington. I also went to South Carolina to help clean up after a hurricane. I was there during the hurricane. Luckily, it wasn't very bad. I like the weather, though, so I was, you know, wanting to experience that. But it was very, you know, nothing burger. I don't know. Not much really happened. So we're under commercial now. Again, we're still in stage break. And the Texas Ohio State game is also under commercial break. So I'm just getting blasted with commercials from both sides. I have one commercial in each eye. All right, start of the second quarter. Oh, we have a Ram NASCAR commercial. That's pretty sick. The Hemi's back. That was an awesome commercial. Yay, well played, Ram. Well played. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right, first down, Ohio State. My dog is snoring so hard right now. I'm looking forward to stage 2. I wonder if it's going to be as crazy as stage 1. Still no, I mean, no cautions for cause, no cautions for incident. So it's been a pretty clean race if you ignore all the guys that have gotten into the wall. had tires go down. I mean, if this is what the track's driving like right now, early in the day, when the track is at its coolest, what is the track going to be like during the Xfinity race later? It's starting 7:30 their time, so maybe the track will have cooled off a bit. But during the day, it just stores so much heat. The ground, you know, just stores so much heat. So it should still be a pretty hot track by 7:30. Oh, Xfinity's at Portland? Are you serious? Yeah, I know that. That's so unfortunate. I'm not watching then. I have an LSU game at 6:30. I'm going to watch that. Man. Yeah, I knew they were at Portland. I just had it in my mind they were here. Because the Xfinity race at Darlington is so good. Just fantastic. That makes more sense why the race is at 6:30. It's just a really weird choice that NASCAR and the CW wants to go head-to-head with primetime college football. What are they doing? What are they doing? And NASCAR's going head-to-head twice on the same day with college football. Most people right now are probably tuned into Texas, Ohio State. All right, coming back to green flag. Just had a helmet come off. All right, Cory Heim leads them off on the outside. Grant Enfinger on the inside. Cory Heim gets out easily to the lead. And these guys take such a shallow entry into turn one. Man, if we tried that in NASCAR Heat, I mean, you might be able to pull it off. Turn one's the lesser of the evils. But they are just running one lane below the dotted line. What the NASCAR Heat games considered to be the apron. All right, Daniel Hemrick staying with Cory Heim, but can he run with him over the long run? So other than Lane Riggs, who had also fallen off, no one was able to keep up with Cory Heim last stage. Holding on the defense. Ohio State's moving the ball. If you're a football fan, they got to tune into this game. It's a big one. Feels pretty close together still. 13 laps into stage 2. Top 4 all playoff drivers currently. Man, I'm so disappointed the Xfinity Series is not racing here. I guess they do in the spring, but I mean, my goodness, the Xfinity cars race so well here. Just outstanding racing. But, I mean, I guess this is good for the fans in the Pacific Northwest. Are there fans up there? I don't know. All right, Lane Riggs back to the lead. And Lane Riggs running up against the wall. Definitely more risky in these steel-bodied trucks. Cory Heim currently running below the apron. So two very different grooves. Grant and Figure getting around Daniel Hemrick for third. I think someone's moving something outside. They're making a lot of racket out there. That's gotta be a dump truck out there. Just do it. It's shaking the whole apartment. Crazy. Goodness. What is happening out there? I may have to go look at this. Sounds like an alien invasion out there. All right, 3rd and goal for Ohio State. They are threatening to score here. Let's go back and look at the NASCAR Twitter, see if we've seen anything else. No new post really. Let's see if Steve Taranto's posted anything else. His last post, let's go ahead and look at it together. We're under commercial right now. Denny Hamlin briefly entertained questions about Thursday's hearing in 2311 Front Row Motorsports lawsuit against NASCAR and what was shared in court, including the matter of whether or not the legal proceedings are a good thing for the sport. Denny said, "One thing's for sure is 2026 will be better." Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Why will it be better? What is happening outside? Crazy stuff. Yeah, not much else going on. Denny Hamlin on the pole. I had a post about that earlier. I think William Byron's starting P11. So for our regular season champion, is, if you know, something to build on. Look at that. Jeff Gordon won the 1998 Farm Aid CMT 300 at New Hampshire 27 years ago today. Is CMT still a thing? Does country music television, does that exist? I don't know if you guys saw this or if you guys know who this is, but I Show Speed rode around Daytona with Carson Hocevar live on stream. They were in a NASCAR experience car, so it wasn't a violation of testing policies. All right, we're back to green flag coverage. All right, 4th and goal. Ohio State's still not able to score. Over halfway through this stage, lap 26 of 45 in stage 2. Lane Riggs still out front. Rajah Caruth right now fighting around 13th to 14th. Jake Garcia back in 15th. Ty Majeski 17th. Caden Honeycutt in 20th. Some playoff drivers, you know, that need to get it done here. In these playoffs, you can't afford a bad race, so there's still winning you're in. You know, there's always a chance you can win and secure your spot even after a bad race, but it is so much easier for a guy to just run consistent, and if they get the win, they get the win. Who's my favorite truck driver? I don't think I have one. Especially with Fox Sports coverage of the Truck Series, it's hard to watch. Very hard to watch. They're calling it remotely. You can tell the energy and the passion isn't there. I would much rather this be on the CW. Much rather it be on the CW. I like Stuart Friesen, but he's not racing today. You like Caden? Yes. So one guy maybe. Like, I know he's not, you know, like one of the stars. He's not out here dominating races, but Grant Enfinger. I have to support him. He may be the only Texas boy, but Terry Labonte is a Texas man. Top 4 is still solid playoff drivers. We're just seeing those P's in parentheses behind their names. That indicates they're in the playoffs. Your name is Grant? I know a thing or two about Grants. Lane Riggs still out front. His truck fell off about this time in that first stage. So we need to look and see if maybe he made adjustments in the car, or if the team made adjustments, or maybe the track has just rubbered up. Man, still disappointed the Xfinity's not at Darlington. I'm sure the race at Portland will be fine, but it comes on the same time as the LSU game, so I'm probably not going to do a watch along. If the Xfinity Series goes head to head with LSU, I probably won't stream that, at least until I get a 3-monitor setup. All right, we're back under commercial break. Go ahead and browse. Oh, Ohio State just went up 7-0. Okay. Okay. Jeremiah Smith, the 2 drops already on the day. Not great. See if NASCAR's tweeted anything. We can look at our starting positions for tomorrow's race. Denny first. Second, Chase Briscoe. Third, Josh Berry. Now, Chase Briscoe knows how to get it done. At Darlington, we know he's pretty strong there. So, you know, this may be his way to, you know, advance. Who's my NFL team? The Colts. C-O-L-T-S. Colts. Tyler Reddick fourth. This track probably caters more towards his style of racing, running that top groove. A lot of the drivers are getting decent at running the top groove. It used to be a very special thing. If a guy went up there and risked it in one of the old steel body, you know, Gen 5, Gen 4 cars, it was very impressive. Nowadays, with the composite body, everybody's hanging it out up there. But one thing with the Highline, if you have a well-handling car and you can actually pedal around the outside groove, it is so hard to for any of those trucks to make a pass, or not trucks, cars, trucks, whatever. It's hard to pass a guy that's running the outside line effectively, especially at this more narrow track. If you force a guy to your inside, you know, he's not going to be able to make as much speed off the corner exit. All right, we are back. We'll look at that again here in a minute. Once we go back to commercial. We're 7 laps to go in stage 2. Lane Riggs, you know, a 1.5-second lead right now. It's pretty good. I mean, his truck fell off so hard in stage 1. So, you know, it looks like they've made adjustments to help his truck be more of a long run setup. But he took the lead pretty quick. I mean, Cory Heim got out there on the restart, took the lead, or, you know, held the lead. But Lane Riggs ran him down. And now he's run off. We'll just watch. In stage 1, when his truck started to fall off, the rear end started to shake. Maybe she could wake up and it's October 14th. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I know why you would like to do that. I don't want to do that, though. Time goes too quickly as is. I don't want to skip any days. All right, 5 to go in stage 2. The gap's holding pretty steady. Grant Enfinger just doesn't have the pace. The Truck Series is starting to mirror the ARCA series. On any given day, there might be 2 to 3 competitive trucks. And other than that, I mean, the rest of the field is just a crapshoot. Yes. I almost played some flat out last night. I was able to get like the first 5 flat out games on Steam for $10, I think. I was like, why not? I'll play through the flat out games. I think that'll be fun. You know, that's the predecessor to Wreckfest. So maybe we'll play through all the flat out games and then buy Wreckfest 2. All right, 2 to go. Yeah, Lane Riggs is... It looks like he's backed it off. He's lost 0.5 second so far. So I feel like he's probably babying it, maybe doing some strategy here, trying to save some fuel. This last stage will be longer, so I'm wondering if they're going to have to make a green flag pit stop during this stage. I don't know what their fuel load is here. Dude, Cory Heim has made up a second on Lane Riggs. And so I don't know if, I guess Lane Riggs has just backed it off. Your two racing games in the meantime are going to be iRacing World of Outlaws and Wreckfest. iRacing World of Outlaws and Wreckfest. I thought you listed 3 games for us. Your 2 games. That's 3. All right, Texas is punting again. I kind of want Ohio State to win. Lee Corso, in his final game, final headgear pick, picked Ohio State, wrapping up a 38-year career. I hate so much that he had, his stroke, I think, in 2009. He just never quite recovered from that. Lucky to be alive, but, it definitely slowed him down a lot. All right, we're on a commercial break once more. Let's look at our stage 2 results. In first, we have Lane Riggs. Second, Cory Heim. Third, Grant Enfinger. Fourth, Daniel Hemrick, all playoff drivers. I'm skipping Giovanni's name because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sixth, Corey LaJoie. Seventh, Tyler Ankrum. Eighth, Tanner Gray. Ninth, Trevor Bayne making a start here. And 10th, Corey Day. Look at that. Trevor Bayne. I don't think he probably hasn't been in a truck all year. And then here he is running 9th. Trevor Bayne is a good driver. If I was trying to build a truck team, I would give Trevor Bayne a call. Good veteran presence. Clearly a good driver. I mean, or an Xfinity ride. He'd definitely be good in Xfinity. I don't know if they still do this, but he and his wife used to have a coffee shop, I think in Knoxville, Tennessee. Anyway, I don't care where it is. You could order coffee from their website, and every box would have Trevor Bayne's autograph on it. Well, you want to what, Trevor Bayne? You dirty dog. All right. Both my programs are under commercial break right now. Texas Ohio State game and the NASCAR truck race. All right, let's go ahead and look back at the... Uh-oh. I'm broadcasting the race right now. Oops. Look back at our starting lineup for tomorrow. Kyle Larson, 5th. He's going to be another guy running that top line, that top groove. You'll probably see Kyle Larson get to the wall like 20 times tomorrow. Every time I bring that up, the number's going to increase. Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, 6th or 7th and 6th. 8th, Bubba Wallace. 9th, Austin Dillon. 10th, Austin Cindric. So both Austins running next to each other. Austin Dillon, he's peaking at the right time. He may do just enough. He may do just an... I didn't say it. You said it, Mr. Spaceman. He may do just enough to make it to the next round. William Byron, 11th. William Byron led the majority of the race in the spring. So we'll see. Maybe they can bring a good car again. Joey Logano, I think he was our spring winner. 14th. 20th, Shane Van Gisbergen. 21st, Chase Elliott. And 29th, Alex Bowman. So this is crazy. You know, this is the playoff drivers. First to, first to 12th. Super impressive that the playoff drivers locked up these top spots. And then, you know, Chase Elliott and Bowman down here. What are they doing? What are they doing? I don't think Delana has anything I care to see. I'll follow Kelly Earnhardt. But yeah, Delana doesn't need my support. All right, they're coming down pit road, possibly for the final time. This will be the longest run. If it stays green, this will be the longest run so far. So we'll see how their trucks fare. You know, they may just fall off a cliff at a certain lap. We may get an unexpected winner, we may not. If KHI was still a thing and Delana was still, you know, if she was involved, then I might follow her. But I don't think Delana has much going on that I need to see. All right, Cory. Wait, they said Grant Enfinger won the race off, but okay, they use a different line than I was looking at, I guess. Grant Enfinger coming off first. He definitely doesn't have the fastest truck, but we'll see if he can hold the lead. Cory Heim coming off second. Giovanni third. Lane Riggs fourth, losing 3 positions on pit road. Problem on the right rear on the pit stop. Okay, Lane Riggs is gonna have to run him down. Luckily, this is the longest run of the race, so he'll have some time. Goodness, I'm so tired. I streamed late into the night and then woke up early to watch College Game Day. Early, that's relative. I started a bit late. I did DVR'd so I could go back and catch back up. All right, 3rd and 10 for Ohio State. Texas needs to hold them here. It would be, you know, it wouldn't be insurmountable, but it would be pretty tough, you know, being down 2 scores going into the 3rd. I would think so. I would think so. All right. Texas holds them. Looks like Ohio State's probably going to punt here. They should. All right, they are. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not too excited about Portland. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be a decent race. But, man, you know, just in comparison to how well the Xfinity cars race at Darlington, I would rather see the Xfinity truck, the Xfinity cars in Darlington. But I mean, I guess we get to see that in the spring, so you know, just have to enjoy it while it's here. And you know, I'm glad for the fans up there in the Pacific Northwest that they get one race. It would suck to live in that area, maybe around Colorado. There's just no tracks nearby. You won't be able to watch until you get off work. Well, one thing I hate and one thing I don't understand is why they're going against primetime college football. Why? I mean, it's hard to avoid, I guess. College football kind of happens all day during the fall. But, I mean, maybe just to have a nighttime, a Friday night truck race, and then have an early, like 11 p.m. Race on college football Saturdays. Like, why would you want to go head-to-head with college football? But I guess it is in Portland. They're on Pacific, so if it was an East Coast race, it would still be a late start, 4:30. That's horrible. That's horrible. But I mean, at least you have two tracks in the state. You know, I know Texas is a huge state, but I mean, that's still, you know, decent. And I mean, so many big cities that you can fly out of to get the tracks. Quick flight from Dallas to Phoenix. Boom, boom. Go see a race there. Atlanta would also be a possibility of a destination. Nashville, Charlotte, Daytona. Some tracks you can't fly to, though. Like Darlington, you would have to rent a car from somewhere. You will never... man. I don't necessarily like flying, but like just being on the plane, it hurts my back. But I don't mind it. You get places quickly, very quickly. Compared to driving, that is. And then some places I wouldn't want to drive my car. Like I wouldn't want to drive my car around New York City. I wouldn't want to drive my car around New Orleans. Dog, what are you doing? Hey. Okay, what is... Are you kidding me? I've been talking for probably the last, 10 minutes? It's not his first game. He's started 2 other games. But this will be his first season as the as QB1. What I was saying is I think, I'm looking at NASCAR Twitter right now, and not really many posts about the Truck Series race. I think Fox Sports is killing the Truck Series. The CW is getting over 1 million viewers every week for the Xfinity races. Who's tuning into the truck races? Who's hyped about the truck race? All right, we're back to green flag coverage. All right, looks like Lane Riggs got back around Cory Heim. Could have seen that if I was watching it instead of looking at Twitter. All right, this is the longest run, and in the first stage, Lane Riggs' truck fell off a cliff. So we'll see if his truck can hold on to the end. 32 laps to go. Yeah, I mean, Fox is just struggling right now. I really don't like their college football coverage either. But, that's another story. I think the only thing from Fox I like is their NFL coverage. And that probably goes with their priorities. They probably don't care about anything other than the NFL. Because their IndyCar coverage hasn't been the best either. As soon as I mentioned IndyCar, they just did a promo for it. IndyCar at Nashville tomorrow. Man, I would have loved to gone to that, but not going to this year at least. You have Majeski winning the championship in most of your parlays. Good luck. Good luck. I know it's a shoot. It's I guess a gamble. With the final round, anyone could win at Phoenix and get the championship. But if it was a season long, or if it was more like the chase format, how would you not pick Cory Heim? All right, the lead's almost out to 1 second. We'll see if Lane Riggs manages the gap or if he tries to run off with it. I'm not a gambler. A lot of my buddies do, and they ask me all the time, you want to get in on this parlay? You want to get down on squares? You want to do this? No, I don't. If I'm going to blow $15 or however much, I'm going to blow it on some food. Or a garbage game on Steam, There's other things I can put my money to use for. And sure, you might win, but the house is going to get their money. Not my buddies. They bet just about every week during football season. Parlays every week, squares every weekend. Betting on individual games. Ah, Defensive Player of the Year and the Eagles Super Bowl. That's nice. That's nice. Dog likes Kyle Busch. Once Giovanni. How did they pronounce his name? Ruggiero. You want him to win? You almost got a huge payout for this race, for the Darlington Cup race, the Darlington Truck race. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bell sweeping. Oh, to make 2,000? That's crazy. Wait, they're showing Trevor Bayne right now up to 7th. Dude, Trevor Bayne's a wheelman. He may not be, you know, Cup level. I'm sure he could do fine at Cup in the right, with the right team. But in Xfinity and trucks, I mean, he could be a champion. Ooh. That back end's a little loose. All right, Cory Heim's. He's knocking the lead down right now. I don't know if Cory Heim's in lap. I don't know if Lane Briggs is in lap traffic, but Cory Heim is gaining heavily. He's cut it down to half a second. Watch out. Watch out. We might have a battle for the lead. Yeah, we were just looking. Oh, you were in Vegas? How do you like it in Vegas? Been there one time, and while I was there, I enjoyed it. I didn't do any gambling. I'm not a gambler. But I just enjoyed walking around, seeing stuff. But honestly, I don't know if I would go back. I think I would for one thing. One thing alone. Seeing the oh my god, I'm blanking on it. That big dam. The Hoover Dam. You want to see... No, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Other than that, other than the musical event you went to of an unspecified topic, how did you like Vegas? A Dog Likes Cowboys says he wants to see a Breidinger win before GTA 6. Well, we might get GTA 66 before a Breidinger win. Breidinger, however you pronounce the name. That's a lot of places nowadays. A lot of tourist places. You just smell weed constantly. Literally every street corner in New York City, it's just weed right now. Even, oh my goodness, the 52 around, damage on, I think, the 45. Caution for the first time. All right, Lane Riggs lost the lead. Looks like Lane Riggs has a right front down. I don't know how. I don't know how. But Cory Heim probably going to win this race. Crazy. So many tire failures in today's race. So many. Yeah, I feel bad for Busch this year too. It's not as seedy as you thought. It was pretty family friendly other than some billboards. Do you mean the like the belly dancer shows and the Australian Thunder or whatever it's called, the Australian Chippendales, whatever they are, the shirtless guys? Yeah, Vegas is having to pivot because you can do, like, Vegas used to be an outlier. You could do things there you couldn't do elsewhere. Nowadays, you can do Vegas things most places, you know, most big tourist places. And, you know, we have crazy video games and streaming and a lot of things to compete with. And people are tight on their money right now. The economy might be going well, but people are tight on their money. And so Vegas is pretty barren compared to how heavily populated it used to be, how many people used to go there. And like, there's still tons of tourists there, obviously, but it's not what it used to be. Tony's not getting it. Well, Caden Honeycutt's day is probably not over, but they're not going to be competitive. That's for sure. Lane Riggs still riding around on that flat right front. I don't know why they're still driving around under caution. You did get to see your favorite brand in Caesar's Palace, though. I walked through most of the big casinos. I walked a ton in my limited time there. I went to LSU's season opener last year. So this weekend last year, I was in Vegas. Tennessee up 24-7 on Syracuse. Southern Miss getting the circus play to tie the game up. Going into halftime, it's 13-10. Southern Miss, Mississippi State. So Mississippi State leading by 3. Not bad. All right. This may have... Okay, I guess tire fall off is huge in this race because everyone came down. I thought some guys might stay out. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's over. It's over. That's crazy. Cory Heim about to walk into another win. A dog that likes Cowboys said, bro, last week I felt so bad for my sister because she thought Justin Haley won. Oh my goodness. They're showing a highlight of Pittsburgh, a one-handed grab over the shoulder for a touchdown. Crazy. Oh, football is back, baby. Football is back. You saw the colors on 8/24, 8/28/24. See, I was there after you, I would guess. I think the LSU game might have been on the 2nd or 3rd. Oh no, September 1st. Okay. Okay, so I would have been there the last day of August. But is that the 31st? So I'd have been there, I guess, the 31st, 1st, 2nd, came back the 3rd, I think. I should my perfect NASCAR schedule. I don't know what I would do because there's so many things you have to consider. Like, are there competing events in the area? Like, how expensive is it going to be for the teams to make the different, you know, travel arrangements? I don't know. Oh, go FSU. Is that Florida State? Florida State, FSU. Not a Florida State guy. Not a Florida State guy. No comment. I'm not going to reply to that. I'm not going to engage in bait. I don't do it. Really weird, like, propaganda going on right now under the commercial break. Thank President Trump for securing the border. It's like, okay, like, a little weird. A little weird. Senator Thune. Was I seeing a commercial for, like, someone's re-election campaign? I don't know. That was just a really weird commercial. Can we predict the time of races next year? If it's a recurring date from this year, it's probably the same time period. I don't really see new time slots for a lot of the races. If it's a night race, it'll probably stay a night race. If it's a day race, it'll probably stay a day race. For the new tracks, I'm not sure. Dover, I think, is also going to be a day race. Majeski saving your parlay here. 7th. And lane rigs back to 11th. 15 laps to go. Restarting. Maybe our last restart, or will we see a bunch of cautions come out? Really not a lot going on during today's race. Not a lot of highlights to show. Sometimes that's just how truck races go. Was the Clash a day race this last year? I thought maybe Bowman Gray would be a night race. But it is pretty cold. It is pretty cold when they go to Bowman Gray, so maybe it would make more sense to do it during the day. More heat in the track, more heat for the fans. Not making them sit under the cold lights. I don't know. There's multiple things we have to consider there with the Clash, because the Clash also has, I think, heat races. So what time of day will the heat races be run? All right, Cory Heim out to already a half-second advantage. Cory Heim's got this. If it goes green, Cory Heim wins. I'm thinking it's over. They're trying to hype the race up on the TV coverage. I'm not buying it. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably be a night race. It just makes sense. You know, a lot of Bowman Gray's biggest moments are under the lights. You know, it's a local short track, so I don't know. It'll be pretty cool. My dog is antsy right now. Ty Majeski, top 5 currently. Cory Heim stretching that lead out a little bit. Coming to 8 laps to go. Yes, you are an OG. I think you're the most OG in the chat right now. Because you were around when I made, like, my dedicated return. I've been doing this since 2011, but I've taken several breaks. This is the most serious I've done YouTube in a long time. Yeah. I like my dog too. Big fan of my dog. After this wraps up, I don't know if we'll go live with anything. Yeah, I think you've been around for a while now. Time flies. That is for sure. All right, Cory Heim stretches lead out to about a second now. But I'm once a caution, apparently. Oh, they just said Ty Majeski, fastest truck on the track. How about that? How about that? Ty Majeski turning it on at the very end. That's early on in that career. Our 2003 career might be longer just because, like, we're making this progress is so slow. Your dog stole your sandwich? That happens, dude. My dog, he will fight me for food. I'll be eating, he'll like dive at it from off the top rope. He'll be on the top of the couch and just dive for the food. That's awesome, Mr. Spaceman. That's awesome. What a legend. All right, Ruggiero off the track. Another right front. Another right front. Crazy. Once you finish Red Dead, you're going full on trophy mode. Get those trophies, baby. Why is Trevor Bayne in the race? Somebody was dismissed. I forget who it was. I forget who was originally in his truck, but whoever it is, I think they're going to Ram next year, and so they were released. I forget the circumstances, but yeah, he's filling in for a guy that no longer races for that team. That's as specific as I can get. Cory Heim getting the win all the way down to the inside wall for whatever reason. I don't know why he did that. That looks like when I win a race in Dirt to Daytona or any of the NASCAR games, just diving down to the apron to try to wreck people. All right, a dog likes Cowbush. Good to see you. All right, well, that wraps up our Truck Series coverage. I don't know if we'll go live with a game. I mean, I don't really have the stream set up to do college football coverage, so I don't think we'll do that. But if I don't see you guys for the rest of today, hope you guys have a good one. And whenever we go live again, hope to see you guys in the next one. Just sit here and watch Cory Heim burn it down. Let's look at our results. Cory Heim first, Denny Hamlin second, Grant Enfinger third, fourth Ty Majeski, fifth Trevor Bayne, very impressive finish, sixth Tanner Gray, seventh Tyler Ankrum, eighth Timmy Hill. 9th, Corey Day. 10th, Jake Garcia. 11th, Ben Rhodes. 12th, Rajah Caruth. 13th, Connor Mozak. 14th, Jack Wood. 15th, Stefan Parsons. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not. We may go live at a certain point if I can find a lull in the college football games, or if I just see something I think I can stream in a short amount of time. Then we may go live. But if not, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And but yeah.